Have you ever noticed after 50, tiredness hits a little differently? You sleep, you wake up, you have a cup of coffee, and by 2:30 in the afternoon, your body's quietly suggesting a wee nap. And you're thinking to yourself, when I was in my 20s or my 30s, I used to stay up all night and be absolutely fine. Where just a trip to the supermarket now requires recovery time. If this sounds familiar, you're not imagining it. There's some real reasons why energy changes when you get into your 50s. So, welcome back to Paul and Over 50. This is where I try and talk about things which affect us over 50s, like sleep, stress, and health changes, and possibly how to navigate these changes without concern and stress. Feeling tired is one of the most common things which people worry about. And the good news is it's nothing really to be that concerned about. Most of it's just normal biology. And I'll try and explain a few of those as we go through the video. Your body is producing energy differently now. Inside every cell are little structures called mitochondria. I've probably said that wrong. Think of those as little energy factories. When we're younger, they work really efficiently. But when you get over 50, they still work. They're just not as enthusiastic. Think of them as employees which are approaching retirement. They still want to work. They just don't want to volunteer for any overtime. This just means that your body just becomes a bit less efficient at turning food and oxygen into energy. So energy basically just dips quicker than it used to. Another important factor is the loss of muscle mass, which is known as sarcopenia. From our 40s, we naturally lose muscle mass unless we actively try to keep it. Muscle does more than just help us lift things. It helps regulate metabolism, blood sugars, circulation, and energy production. Less muscle means you've got less metabolic engine running, keeping you going. So activities which you used to find easy, you may notice that they're becoming a little bit more of a struggle. Not like a dramatic notice, but a notice all the same. And sleep quality changes. You may think you're sleeping well, but you may find that there's slight changes to it. We tend to get less deeper sleep, more lighter, and possibly more nighttime waking. Your brain is still resting, but it's probably not resting like it did in your 30s, which probably explains why you can still have a full night's sleep, but you wake up possibly feeling like you could have another one. Stress also plays a huge part. A lot of us don't realise how much energy stress can take from our bodies, not just our mind. It may not be dramatic stress. It could just be that quiet stress which sits in the back of your mind. Things like thinking about your health, thinking about the future, family responsibilities, wealth planning. Your nervous system is constantly processing these things. And it's surprising how much energy it takes. I mean, imagine your brain. You think it's relaxed, but in the background it's having like a full-on committee meeting with a chairman and a secretary. Another shift after 50 is recovery time. You can still do these things, but you just find that you don't bounce back in the same as we did. Recovery time just takes that little bit longer. That means that a busy day, a heavy chat, an argument, it can take more out of you than you actually realise. And this isn't failure, it's adaptation. So what does actually help? The good news is that there's actually things which we can do to help this. And none of it is extreme. Regular movement, like strength exercises, walking. This will help restore your muscle mass. Consistent sleeping. Try and keep a consistent sleep pattern. This will help keep your energy up. And then hydration. Just a simple dip in dehydration can zap your energy. So keeping regular water breaks is always good for you. Try and manage stress earlier in the day. Stress later in the day, it often shows up the next day as tiredness, because the chances are you've had a real unsettled sleep because of it. All these small habits, they can change your energy and help support your metabolism, your muscles, and your sleep, and your well-being. So if you're feeling more tired in your 50s, it doesn't necessarily mean that your body is failing. It just needs more of a different trend, more of a different habit. It needs a bit more movement, a bit more recovery, and less pressure on wondering why you're not still moving like you did in your 30s. But to be honest, if somebody does invent an exercise known as an afternoon nap, then I'll definitely let you guys know, because that's one I'll be following. So I'd like to know, when does your energy dip the most? Is it the morning, afternoon, evening? And I hope you enjoyed watching another one of my over 50 videos. If you did, leave a comment, maybe subscribe, like, and I'll catch you on the next video, if I can get out of bed. See you on the next one. I'm going to carry on with my walk.